everybody, this is Larry with SEM Products, and today we're going to be talking about SEM's newest product, our new 2K Urethane Chip Guard. Now, when I walk into a lot of shops and I ask guys, what are you using to match the textures that you commonly see on vehicles today? A lot of them will point over to a shelf somewhere and there'll be an aerosol can product or one of the other bulk products that are out there on the industry. And I always say, well, you know, what else are you using? Surely you're not trying to match all of those with just one product. And they're like, yeah, you know, I'm doing it all with just that one aerosol can. I mean, heck, it might even be a SEM product, and I'm flattered by that, but I'm here to tell you there's such a variety of textures that come from the factory today, from textures that are just barely there to textures that look almost like bed liner. And if you're trying to duplicate all those chip guard appearances with one product, I'm telling you, you're probably setting yourself up for some failure. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the chip guard products that are out there on the industry are 1K or single component products. The problem with that is that if it's a single component product and it's meant to be sprayed on top of, that means it's probably a lacquer-based product. And any of us who have been around for some time and have sprayed some of the old lacquer primers back in the mid to late 80s, we know that lacquer has a tendency to dry quickly on the outside surface first, but it still traps a lot of solvent. Well, that can fool a painter or a technician into thinking, well, it's dry. And then they come in and they put their paint on top of it, thinking they're fine. They send the car down the road, and then 6 months later, a rot chip hits that chip guard. What happens is when it goes through that outer layer of top coat, it exposes that raw solvent-filled chip guard that's underneath, and then it starts to peel. So what we've done with the 2K Urethane Chip Guard is we've came out with a 2K product that eliminates that issue of holding a lot of that solvent, especially when you're trying to duplicate those very thick textures that you commonly see, like a truck bed liner type of texture. The best part about this kit, first of all, this is a 50-state compliant kit, so you can sell it anywhere in the United States. But the other thing that's really nice about this is that we can use this one kit to match virtually any texture we've seen yet from the manufacturer. Now, we even go as far as to come in and define 16 of those textures for you. So we kind of give you a head start on that, and if you need to get more information on it, you go to the TDS and we show you how to duplicate every single one of these textures. The other thing that's really nice about this setup is that this is what we call a job size kit. And because of this job size kit, this is usually enough to do basically the side of a vehicle. And with that, it comes with the chip guard, it comes with the catalyst that goes in it, and it's a shake and shoot system. So when you're getting ready to use it, if you need to use the whole thing, then you basically open up the cap, pour the entire content of the catalyst into it, shake it up, and then you either attach it to a chutes applicator, which we have a special applicator called the 2K Urethane Chip Guard Applicator, or you attach it to one of the HVLP setups that you see here in front of you. So we can go in and we can define a lot of those textures. Because it's also a job size kit, we also, it's an RO billable unit, which means you can get reimbursed for this product, and we actually give you a spot here where you can actually go in, put on what the RO number of the job is, and then make sure and attach that to the RO itself, and you can get reimbursement for this product. So it's an outstanding little system. Like I said, it's a tintable. It doesn't have to be tintable, but it is tintable with solvent-based toners. It is top coatable with solvent or waterborne in as little as 20 minutes. So it's a really neat little kit. It is also impact and chemical resistant, non-yellowing, non-staining. So it is, like I said, we're really excited about what this kit's gonna do for us. It gives you that 2K durability with the 1K convenience. So it just gives everything that a technician would need to be able to duplicate any of those textures that you're gonna see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go through and pick a couple of these textures. I've also got a couple of the guys here that were helping prep panels, and we're gonna jump in and kind of show you how easy it is to apply this chip guard. So when it comes to all the different surfaces and substrates that you can use the 2K urethane chip guard on, the one thing I would want to mention is that we don't recommend it to go directly to bare metal. It is a urethane product after all. So if you've got any bare metal spots showing, then you want to come in and you want to prime that with either some type of direct-to-metal primer, like an epoxy primer. And then it needs to be completely dry and then sanded. Now when it comes to sanding, in most cases we're going to recommend using a P180 to P220 grit sandpaper. And then when you're done with that, you blow it off and then we're going to clean it. And we recommend using a compliant cleaner for your area. In this case, we're going to use our SEM Solve here today to be able to spray it on, and then you wipe it off. So after we've done our sanding and our cleaning, the next thing is we're going to need to tape up. And for what we're going to do in this demonstration, we're going to show you actually a couple of different techniques for taping, and we're also going to show you a couple of different textures. So it starts with looking at the back of the box, and the first part of that is choosing which texture it is that you're looking for. And in this case, we've chosen a couple of different ones. We're going to start off with a really coarse texture, which is texture number 13. And then the next part of that is to go directly to the TDS and find on here the texture number 13, and it tells you exactly how to duplicate that texture. So you can see here 80 to 110 psi, 24 inches from the panel, 2 heavy coats. Now it's also important when we get ready to start spraying, and I'll probably mention it again, that we always refer to this product as a one visit type of product. Even though we say 2 coats, you can actually apply both of them in one visit, but that doesn't mean to walk straight in and hose it all down at one time. You still need to apply coats. That way you can obtain the texture that you're looking for. If you just went in simply and hosed it all in, you're probably not going to end up with the texture that you're needing. So when we think about the challenging textures that we normally see in a collision center, this has to be at the top of the list. And this is the Toyota Tacoma. We also see it on the Toyota Tundras as well. But a lot of times we see that really thick texture at the bottom of the door of these Toyotas. And that's what we're going to be able to come in and to duplicate with this 2K urethane chip guard. If you are trying to duplicate this with a 1K product, like I said before, you're setting yourself up for some potential issues down the road. So as you can see here, we're pretty much finished taping most of the stuff up. We're going to come in and we're going to apply the chip guard. And one of the things that I will say that's important, it's kind of like shooting bed liner. When you tape up, one of the little tech tips is you have to understand you have to remove the masking tape while the product's still wet. You don't want to wait until after it's dry before you pull that tape. So you need to do that while it's wet. The other thing that helps with that is to leave you a little bit of excess on the end so that you have something to pull it by. So we're going to come in and we know that we want to start with the heavy textures first. And because of that, most of your heavy textures are going to be applied using the 2K urethane chip guard applicator. Now when you first purchase this, it comes, there's some assembly that's going to be required. We've already put this one together. It's very simple to be able to do that. And then we're going to come in and we're going to mix up our chip guard. The best part about the chip guard is that the bottle that it comes in, once you get it mixed up and shaken up, it attaches directly to the bottom of the 2K urethane chip guard applicator. So it just makes things a lot simpler. So we're going to come in and we're going to mix up the entire kit content. So first thing, take off the top. And then what we're going to come back and we're just going to pour in the entire contents of the catalyst. It's a short filled bottle, so you've got plenty of space there to be able to do that. Put the top back on it and give it a nice shake. Once you've shaken everything up, and you can actually see the natural color of the chip guard, it's kind of a neutral, kind of an opaque gray color to it, and that's what we're going to apply today because we're going to be top coating on top of it. But like I said, you can also tint this product as well with solvent-based toners. Simply attach the applicator to the top, and you're ready to go. So the best part about this, we just applied it with the 2K Urethane Chip Guard Applicator. And then what we're going to come back with next is we're going to fade in a little bit of a lighter application, and we're going to do that with one of the HVLP guns. So what we've got is we're just going to simply take what's left, pour that inside, and now we're ready to apply it with the HVLP gun. So that was pretty simple. As you can see, we applied a couple of different textures, a couple of different techniques, but it was very quick to be able to do. The best part about this system is now we only have to wait about 20 minutes, and then we're ready to top coat with either a waterborne or a solvent-based coat, and then go ahead and finish the job out with your clear, and it's done. Hope you learned a lot. Everybody stay safe out there. Can't wait to speak to you the next time.